In 1955, a man from a small village in Kerala swam onto the shores of Abu Dhabi. He told no one at home where he was going. Before his trip there, he had tried to set up a business in his village. Failing that, he tried again in Bombay. Failing that, he decided to pay 500 rupees for a passage on a crowded launch. At the end of the journey, when the launch could go no further, its passengers were dropped off in the shallow waters around Abu Dhabi, leaving them to finish the trip on their own. After his brief swim to the shore, at a nearby marketplace, he found other Malayalis who, as he later recalls, approached him with offers of food and shelter when they recognized a fellow Malayali. This man's name was Kunyakutti Haji. He narrated his story to Prema Kurian, a sociologist who was documenting his and other early migrant stories during fieldwork in the Malappuram district in Kerala in the late 1980s. When he left in the 1950s, Kunyakutti had left behind a village that had been incredibly poor. Kacha houses with thatched roofs, families who could afford just one meal with rice every day, and only about 10 houses out of 50 with smoke rising from the chimneys. But 70 years later, Malappuram looks very different. Concrete houses, two-storied with tiled roofs, gold shops, travel agencies, and department stores in what used to be a rural market. A lot of this transformation is thanks to the descendants of that first migration event. Nearly 2 million Keralites across the Gulf sent home crores of rupees. For example, in 2023, they sent more than 200,000 crore rupees or more than $23 billion as remittance. That sum is exactly as huge as it sounds. It accounts for nearly a quarter of Kerala's entire economy. So, when the United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes on Iran on February 28th, it didn't feel like a distant event for Kerala. As Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz and launched its retaliatory attacks on US bases in the Gulf, the whole area was plunged into war. And with it, the millions of migrants staying there. Now, I don't know if you know, but India happens to be the largest recipient of remittances in the world. Sent. See, there are about 9 million Indians based in the Gulf countries, and they contribute to nearly 38% of the country's total remittance inflows, and that amounts to about $51 billion. Economists have already started flagging that the continued conflict will most likely dent the remittance flows enough to impact the economy. But while the impact would be hard on India, for Kerala, where the remittance makes up more than 20% of the state's net state domestic product or NSDP, the hurt would be impossible to ignore.